Hello there, my name is Niamh and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I upload videos twice a week, every Tuesday and every Friday, so you should totally stick around and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you have that little notification bell turned on so that you get notified every single time I upload a new video. So today we're back with another mental health chats video, and today I'm going to be talking about dwelling on things and being regretful. I feel like they kind of can fall under mental health, for me personally anyway, because I feel if you start to dwell on things, you can start to regret things, and then you can start to get mean to yourself and you can start beating yourself up about things. So I think they fall under mental health. Maybe you will too, kind of listening to what I have to say, but yeah, just again, this is something very much that I need to hear right now, and maybe you do too, I don't know. So what I do a lot of the time, and let me give you a very recent example. I was just in Kerry on a staycation with my boyfriend and friends. Vlogged it, you should totally go watch it if you haven't already. But it got to kind of the second last day, and kind of very much the day or the morning of our last day, where I was like, I didn't do enough this weekend. I should have done this, could have been doing this. Why didn't I do this? I have this idea for a video that I want to do, and I was meant to get a few like shots for it and stuff, and I didn't. And I was like, why the hell didn't I do that? You had so much time, you had so much free time to do it, blah blah blah. And it turned into just a nagging myself about all the things I haven't done, and being like, you had 4 days away, you just wasted most of it, sleeping in, just chilling around. And like, what benefit is that to me? What benefit to your brain is it to go back on everything you did not do? Like, we can't go back in time. Not yet anyway. We can't go back in time. What is the point in being like, you didn't do this, didn't do this, you should have done this, you could have done this, you had all this time, you had all this energy to do this, but you didn't. Like, what benefit is that to anyone? There is no benefit. Like, none of that is helpful to you, especially in the long run. It's just deteriorating for you, simple as. There is no point in, and this goes for anything in life, like there's no point in dwelling on things and being like, well, if I had said this, then maybe this would have happened, or if I had done this, maybe this would have happened. No, like, no, don't do that to yourself. That's not fair on yourself. That is not okay to do to yourself at all. So what should you do instead? Here is what I think personally. You don't have to take my advice. Never ever, I'm never saying take my advice and you're gonna be fine, because no. But here are just some things that I wrote down that I think can be helpful to do instead. The first thing is to go through what you did do. So let's say for that weekend away, I went on a bike ride, which I haven't done in so long, and we were riding the bikes in the pouring rain, and I just felt so like innocent or something. And I was like, that's something we did. We went to Torque Waterfall. We did like a little bit of a hike. It wasn't a major hike. I relaxed, I slept in, and I did things that my body needed me to do. I needed to chill out for 4 days and not think about work. So those are some positives. So those are some positives that I can take away from the weekend instead of dwelling on what I didn't do. It's think of, what have you done? What did you accomplish? And you're like, oh yeah, I did have a good time. The next thing is to think, can you do the things you said you would do sometime in the future instead? For me, I can still get those shots for that film I want a video for. I can still get those shots for that video I want to film. Whoa. But just because I didn't get them that weekend doesn't mean I can't get them today. I can't get them tomorrow. Like, I can still get them in the future. Just because you didn't get it done doesn't mean you can't ever get it done. Like, let's say for example, I also didn't get a master's earlier on this year, got rejected from that. Does that mean I can never ever apply for it again, never get the chance to do it again? No. All going well, might apply for it again next year and see how that goes. It's not the end of the world if you didn't do something that can be done again in the future. The next thing I would suggest doing, it can be beneficial sometimes. Sometimes it might not be, totally depends on what kind of person you are, but write down your thoughts and frustrations on paper, get it all out, or just rant to yourself. Go on a drive, rant to yourself, rant to a friend who will listen, rant to a family member, something. Get your frustrations all out and be like, I'm so annoyed, I didn't do all this, blah 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 blah. and then you have them out, take a deep breath and move on. Decide, okay, what am I going to do now? How am I going to change my attitude from this? Get everything out so that you are dealing with it. Cry about it, get angry about it, whatever you need to do. Get your frustration out, but then be like, okay, what do we do now? Do we take a break for a while? If so, grand. Do you want to make a plan on how you can now do these things in the future? Do that. Get your frustrations out and then move on and be like, okay, oh my god, so many birds. Sorry. Get your frustrations out and then move on to better things. The next thing, something I do quite often, is just get active about something else so that you can take your mind off what you were dwelling on and what you were regretting about. Just get active, go for a walk, blare some music, go for a drive, have a sing-along, blare some music. Blare some music. I think that can always be helpful, really. But get your mind off things for a little while. It's not completely ignoring things, you know, don't do that. That's never healthy, to just blatantly ignore what's going on in your brain. But just stop thinking about it for a few hours, few days, whatever it is for you, but just get active, do something else, keep your mind occupied in some other way so that you're not still dwelling. The next thing is decide if there is something you can do to stop yourself dwelling negatively, does that make sense, in the future. What I mean there is take a step back and be like, okay, what can I do to stop doing this in the future? This is something I think I need to go, oh, I was meant to ring the counselling place today. Anyway, basically just see if there is something you can start doing from now on that will help reduce the amount of dwelling and regretting you do, or what if there's something you can do to try and fully stop it. I mean, I think it takes a long time to fully stop doing things like this, like dwelling and being so regretful. You know, I have days where I can be really bad for it, and then I have moments where something might not have gone to plan. I'm like, okay, that's okay, it didn't work, let's move on. So good days and bad days, as there is with everything, but maybe just have a look, you know, take a step back and see, is there something that you can actually work on, or is there something that you know in the back of your head you can be doing to stop dwelling in the future and stop being so negative on things that you haven't done and beating yourself up about this or that and being regretful. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Does that make sense? Dunno. Okay, the next, I always write everything down in my little notebook, and this one's just a little bit long and I just want to make sure I get the words out correctly, so I'm going to read it, apologies. But I said, don't give out to yourself or make yourself feel bad if you have moments where you struggle with it every now and again. So basically, if you're like, right, this is what I can do to not dwell as much, this is what I can do to stop being so regretful of things I haven't done, and then let's say you're doing really well for a couple of weeks, you're doing really well for a couple of months, and then you have a day, you have a few hours, you have a weekend where you didn't do something and you just let it get to you again, and you just are dwelling and you're like, should have done this, could have done this, you're so bad for not doing this, blah 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 blah. That is completely okay. It is completely okay if you have a handle on things for a really long time and you slip up again. That's okay, because we are human, we make mistakes. But do not give out to yourself. Do not be beating yourself up about the fact that I was so good for so long and look at me and just gone back exactly to the way I was before. No, don't be mean to yourself about it. You're just struggling a bit this time, okay? And that's all. You just can't seem to get as good a handle of it this time around, and that is completely okay. Do not give out to yourself. Do not be mean to yourself. Do not beat yourself up about it, because we are not perfect. No one human is perfect. We are not just this constant like steadiness level. Nah, we go up and down and up and down. You might have a really long upwards trend of being good with your brain and of not dwelling, of not being regretful, but eventually, possibly eventually, you're gonna dip a little bit. You might only dip a little tiny bit, but don't beat yourself up about that, okay? I feel like that was very intense there, was it? What I'm just trying to say is that if you do everything you can to stop dwelling on things, to stop being so negative and regretful about certain things you did or didn't do, it's totally okay if you slip up again. And don't ever beat yourself up about it, because it's not worth it, okay? And you'll get there in the end, okay? Everyone has their little dips in life. Everyone has them. Everyone has their speed bumps, whatever you want to call them. Everyone has those. So don't beat yourself up about it. you'll be okay again the next time. Okay, so that is everything for this video. What are you thinking of these mental health chats videos? Is this your first one? Have you been watching all of them since I've been posting them? What are you thinking of them? Are they okay? Are they helpful? Are you not even here this long to be listening to what I'm saying right now? But if you are, I would love to appreciate your thoughts. You can totally like DM me on Instagram or something, leave a comment down below, just let me know what you're thinking, because with this channel I just want to help at least one person with every video that I put out. So let me know, am I doing that? I really hope I am. Regardless, thank you so much for watching, and if you did watch the whole way through, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I shall see you when I next see you.